Да. Окей. We'll start in about 5 minutes. Wait. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to the session that is dedicated to SMART4ALL special session. Today we have guest Professor Nicolas Wallace from University of Peloponnese. He will present the project, give the general overview of funding opportunities, and after that we will have some presentation that are related to funded projects that are made in digitized or maritime transport. Professor.
Thank you very much. Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank you for the invitation. It's a real pleasure to be here with you. In the next two presentations, I'm trying to give you the two major pillars we're developing regarding research in South and Eastern Europe. The first part is related to what we call digital innovation hubs. And the digital innovation hub we are currently running in the University of Peloponnese. And the second part of the presentation will be devoted to SMART4ALL, which is the funding arm of the digital innovation hub, and offers funding opportunities for many companies and institutes in South and Eastern Europe. I will present detail about the type of applications we're funding the projects and the amount we have devoted in South and Eastern Europe. So I think we can start with the first presentation.
Which one first?
This one. So I will try to present you the big picture of what we're trying to achieve in South and Eastern Europe. The main buzzword is what we call the DIH, the Digital Innovation Hub. Next slide, please. Sorry. Okay, so first, allow me to introduce our institute. As Nicolina said, we belong at the University of Peloponnese, and especially at the Electrical Engineering Department, where we're running the embedded system design application laboratory. The lab is a validated digital innovation hub of the European Commission. It's one of the 5 digital innovation hubs in Greece, and the only one validated and fully operational in southern Greece. Another thing I would like to draw also your attention, because this is something you will hear in the years to come, is that we are members of, recently we have been members of the European University units. European universities is a flagship activity of European Commission. Imagine that a European university that is distributed among different traditional universities across Europe and offers degrees of different thematic areas. So, before moving forward, I would like to give you a short introduction what the digital innovation hub is. It is an important buzzword, an important term in the European Commission, but I'm not sure to what extent you are familiar with it. So allow me to give you a short introduction about digital innovation hubs. The IAGs are facility providers, I would say, in one term. That is mainly targeting at SMEs mainly, but not only, also institutes and universities can take advantage of these innovation hubs. Imagine them as a one-stop shop where someone, a company owner, an institute can, from a certain local region, can ask for support as far as digitization is concerned, especially in domains that are not so developed as far as digitization is concerned. The Digital Innovation Hub are offering services. Later on, I will provide you some hints and some examples of candidate services we are offering, but also knowledge transfer, expertise from experts to the companies. Imagine that we are targeting SMEs. Usually SMEs lack resources, so it's important to have someone to guide you properly, especially related to things related to digitization. Last but not least, the Digital Innovation Hub, by design, I would say, are intending to provide financing to the SMEs. So it's not only providing guidance, but also mechanisms and funds in order to move forward in their digitization path. Financing has two branches, I would say. The first one is funding that comes from the European Commission, and this is the case of SMART4ALL I will describe later on. But also they link to investors, venture capital funds that can support through another funding path a small company. This is a very famous picture of the European Commission. This is the essence of the Digital Innovation Hubs. The four pillars each Digital Innovation Hub should support is what we call the test before invest. So it's an area where you can test your technology before investing. Digital technology supports investing on it. Support to find investments, I already explained that. Ecosystem building, it's not only providing solution and making things digital, but also interconnect with the rest of the world. So no one, practically speaking, no company operates on its own nowadays. So you need to have a very good connection, networking, but not in general, specialized to your needs. Through the Digital Innovation Hub, we have this facility also. And of course, skills and training. Don't forget that technology is progressing quite fast, so you need to train people in different domains or areas of interest. These are the four pillars that each Digital Innovation Hub should provide. Having said that, we will move forward with our Digital Innovation Hub, which during the last year has grown quite fast. Here you can see a snapshot of our current network that sums up to above 921 members so far. When I'm referring to members, imagine SMEs, institutes, organizations, universities, whatever, but everything that appears on the map is validated. So the information is there and it's checked. And you can see that from the pins that it spans across the world. We have collaborators in Africa, in the States, and especially we cover to a great extent the European area. But if you pay attention on the numbers, you will see that most of the network members come from Southeastern Europe. So the heart and the core of the network comes from this area. Why? Because this area is very important for the European Commission. It's very important for us, of course, and we want to support it in many ways. So the focus of the hub is in Southeastern Europe. It's not limited, but as you will see, we have many partners working with from specific area. What type of members do we support in our hub? you can see that the majority comes from SMEs. This is reasonable because, as I explained, this innovation have a mechanism in order to support SMEs and provide resources. But also, you can see that members of the network are big companies, other digital innovation hubs. This is very important because there is a recent activity at European Commission, they call it EDIS, or European Digital Innovation Hub. So imagine hubs that are interconnected in an automatic, I would say, way across Europe and collaborate, exchange knowledge, exchange network members. So someone from another hub that is interconnected with us, if it searches for an expert in AI, and you are an expert in AI based on your profile, so the system or the hub data connection will offer your institute or your company to the search. This is related to the matchmaking. I will explain it later. The geographical area, again, you can see that, of course, we have from many countries, but the focus is from South and Eastern Europe. And the different domains, you can see that many domains from agriculture, cyber physical system, research partner, academics, companies, software partner, everything is there. As I said at the very beginning, digital innovation hubs are one-stop shop for, let's say, digital facilities. So we can find our digital innovation hub in this web portal, where you can have a detailed description of the services offered and the numbers. You can see the number of the number of the members of the network, but you can see that we are supporting partners from 44 countries. It's quite big. The majority comes from the SMEs, but we have also academia. 6 different applications domains that we support, including transport, where Maritime is part of it, plus funding. The hub is not only for open theoretical support, but also funding. So currently speaking, we are offering funds that range around 8 million euros, currently speaking, to SMEs and consortia from South and Eastern Europe. The heart of the digital innovation hub and the one-stop shop is what we call marketplace. We have a special term for it. It is what we call marketplace as a service. So imagine it as a service that offers facilities from minor things to extremely important things to SMEs. Personalized tools for organizing their daily activities, and the opportunity to experiment with what we call the PAES or Pathfinder application experiments. So these are experiments that are funded through a SMART4ALL project. We'll discuss about it later on in the second part. But so the idea is that you have an idea you would like to experiment or test, but it's theoretical. So you have a consortium, 2 partners, 3 partners, depends on the type of the fund you are applying. So once you are selected, you get the money, you get the fund, but you get also facilities, support, resources, and coaching. So for each application experiments we fund experts, from technical experts, ethics experts, funding experts. So people that will help you in order to develop your idea in the proper way, not ad hoc. Okay. Regarding the functional characteristic of the marketplace, the heart of the marketplace is what we call an artifact. What is an artifact? An artifact could be a technology, could be a tool, could be a training course, could be an algorithm. So imagine the marketplace as a big pool of artifacts where we are customizing them and we are offering them to the interested parties. So if you are, for example, a vineyard and you want to apply for or to employ Internet of Things, this is a real example. We have experienced in the past, but you have no idea about technology. So through the marketplace, you have introductory courses, you have other vineyards that have applied this kind of technology, success stories, short videos, so a full pack of information that will help you to get acquainted with technology. And of course, the experts of the hub are here to support for the more advanced steps, find your collaboration, find your idea, etc. So the artifacts are continuously increased. So every day we have more artifacts, not only from partners, but also from collaborators. Any company, any visitor can simply, it's for free, you don't have to pay something. You register at the marketplace, you build your profile, and then you let the system to do the rest. Okay. The system supports AI-based algorithms that find the perfect match based on your profile. But as I said, it's not only high-tech, you can have simple facilities from company calendars, events, everything in a single pack of information closely related to your profile and your needs. Regarding the non-functional characteristics, needless to say that all communications data are encrypted. We support very strong user and company authentication. It's very important the members of the network to be validated, otherwise it's useless. So we pay attention on that. And in general, we apply the latest standard in order to guarantee security, proper authorization. And another important thing is that the platform is built in such a way that it can easily scale up bigger numbers of artifacts, network members, etc. The marketplace as a service allows you to list the existing artifacts, add new ones, search, and the heart of the marketplace is what we call the repository. So imagine it as a digital place where the network and the artifacts are stored and are easily found, as I said, based on your profile. A very important service we have developed is what we call matchmaking. Matchmaking is the infrastructure, is the mechanism behind the marketplace that allows you to customize the artifacts or the collaborators or the network participants that will be offered to you that are closely related to your profile. So if you are a vineyard owner that is interested in IoT, you will not be provided with experts in Maritime. Okay, so it's this is a small screenshot of the current version of the repository and the artifacts we have so far. If I would try to imagine the marketplace like an eBay infrastructure, where you have the ability not only to select but also to score. So you build your profile, you identify your preferences, your needs, and then the system adapts and provides more and more secure, more and more personalized matches. The matchmaking, as I said, it not only relates companies or institutes to courses of technology, but it's also offering funding opportunities. For example, if there are calls that are related to what you are looking for, that could be a potential source of funding. They are also offered you in this personalized pack related to your search or your profile. Regarding the network, this is a closer view of the European area where you can see lots of companies profile based on the map, and it has also a mechanism for easy access. So if you have spotted a company and you are interested in a specific technology they are providing, you can easily be guided through the network and the map the details, the profile, and it's not only names, it's also artifacts related to them, technologies they have developed. So it's lot of information there. On the top right corner, you can see the 4 different pillars who are currently supported. So agriculture, transport, environment, and digitized anything. This is strongly related to the SMART4ALL project and the pillars we are supporting. I will explain later on. But in the years to come, we are not limited to this area. We include also other areas like or the maritime program. I already mentioned the matchmaking service we are providing. As I said, the unique selling point of this facility is that it is based on artificial intelligence and machine learning. So the system adapts to your profile and to your needs and to your services. So the idea is to provide your personal profile. Then, based on the keywords, the system will rely on ontology keywords, NLP techniques, and matching technology in order to provide the right matches that are close related to what you are looking for. And from the recent experiments we have done with the network, it seems to perform quite well. We have talked about services, but the heart of the whole approach is the back-end infrastructure we have developed. So in order to have the marketplace, the matchmaking mechanisms, we have developed and we are maintaining and we are offering the community what we call a high-performance computing center. State-of-the-art technology that is very important for SMEs. For example, for a small company, it might be difficult to have access to resources. So through the SMART4ALL, and as part of the funding, I explained earlier that we're providing also resources. So we provide resources that are usually expensive. Imagine high-end GPUs you might need for your experiment, but it's difficult to buy. Or high-end FPGAs, you need to train your network in artificial intelligence. And having said that, I'd like to focus on the second bullet, that it is related to what we call the hardware as a service. This is also a unique point of the marketplace, because we are, especially when developing algorithms and hardware, you need high-end devices. Especially for SMEs, this is difficult to acquire. Imagine the latest FPGA from Xilinx, optimized for AI, it costs around 15,000 euros. So it's something that's difficult for a small company. Through the marketplace, we are offering access to the facility, hardware as a service. It's a remote program of hardware facilities, like the ones I mentioned. And they are offered as a service, so you can have access to the equipment, make the test, make your experiments. Remember at the very beginning, I said that one of the buzzwords of this innovation fund is test before invest. Okay, but in order to test, you need environment, you need labs, you need facilities, but in some cases are quite expensive. So through the hub and the technology we have developed, we are providing this kind of resources and facilities to the ecosystem. Sorry. Okay, regarding the test before invest environments, currently speaking, we have developed 2 types of environment. One focus of our research and our facilities is related to what we call ambient assisted living technologies. So in this direction, on the left side, you can see a smart house we have created. It's a fully functional house, you can live there. But the interesting thing is that it is, we have included any kind of technology you can imagine that is related to assisted living, from robots, uh, smart, anything smart you can imagine. It's there. Monitoring COVID algorithms for systems for COVID, lots of facilities. But I don't want to focus on the technology we have included in the smart house, but on the fact that it is a research platform, it's a test environment. For example, if a company develop a new product, let's call it a smart plug, he can bring it and test it in a real environment and see how it collaborates with other facilities. Okay, so and the right part is related with some infrastructure we're developing. These are low-cost car flight simulators based on open source, and we're working with big companies and institutes. For example, I will mention BMW from Germany. They are developing autonomous driving facilities and algorithms, and DLR from Germany, where we're working on scenarios for monitoring pilots for flight, etc. So all these are technologies that can be used for us test environments. Okay, and they are open to the ecosystem. We have talked about many things about technology, but we have not talked so much about funding, which is the bottom line. Technology is good, but you need money in order to implement. So far we have two funding instruments. The one is SMART4ALL project. It's a flagship European project proposal that focuses on South and Eastern Europe and offers funding opportunity to consortia from the specific area. I will not spend more time on that because the second part of the presentation is devoted to SMART4ALL. The second funding instruments we are having is what we call Meta Cities. This is a new project starting in the 1st of January. And the idea here is to apply metaverse technology smart cities. Again, this is part of what we call the excellence hubs. It's part of the digital innovation hub strategy in order to invest in areas that have not focused in SMART4ALL. For example, SMART4ALL, we have, as I said, the pillars are agriculture, environment, digital aesthetic, and transport. Here we are focusing on smart cities. The digital innovation hubs are one-stop shops, as I explained from the very beginning of the presentation. So lots of companies, local companies, can ask for digital support from the hub and the experts. So the idea here is to provide you for indicative cases of companies that have been supported by our experts and our hub. Intelia, where we have developed for them a system for predictive maintenance based on AI. Ledige is a big German industry that is specialized in cargos in airplanes. Their customers include big airports, including Dubai Airport, Istanbul Airport, big players. So the problem we're trying to solve for them regarding the digital services is what we call localization. So they have a problem in localizing the cargo in their warehouses in order to optimize the loading of the planes, and we're developing methods for them based on IoT in order to support the localization services. The third in a row is something that, at least from my perspective, is very important. You probably are not aware either from the company or from the machine The company is named Topia. It's a award-winning, lots of awards worldwide. This facility allows disabled people to have independent access in the sea. So, a disabled person can simply come, sit on this device. This is an autonomous robot. We'll soon look at the picture. So, why Topia is an engineering company, mechanical engineers. They have nothing to do with IT. The facilities they have developed are extremely important, but imagine that the sea trucks, these devices, have failures. Okay. Problems, they are operating near the sea, so they need a mechanism in order to monitor them in real time and predict malfunctions. A non-working chair for me or for you, it's okay, but for disabled people that start this journey to the sea and the chair stops because of the malfunction just before entering the sea, you can imagine it is something that's not very nice. So, coming back, we have developed after they requested facilities in order to monitor 24/7 the devices and predict problems before they really happen. And last but not least, the collaboration with Metricon, we allow them to monitor in real time electronic shields for fuel trucks. Okay, so imagine you have a truck full of fuels, and you cannot stop and empty the truck whenever you like. So there are electronic shields, there is technology, but again, they have developed the shields, but they are not IT people, and they needed the real-time support and monitoring. So you can see, I'm pretty sure that you can easily find examples from Maritime where your experts similar areas that need support from digital facilities. So the digital innovation hub is the entry point where I can express your problem or your wish and then work with the expert in order to develop a solution. Closing this part of the presentation, I would like also to mention that there is an important part for digital innovation hub that is related to training. Okay. Training maybe to customize technologies or to areas of interest. Since we are a digital innovation hub that belongs at a public university, we are also training the engineers of the future. So we have a special training program with that leads to certification for students, but not only students, also for professionals and for companies. Currently speaking, I would say that the two main pillars are the two academies, one devoted to Cisco and one devoted to Huawei. Almost 400 students have been trained in technologies related to networking, 5G technologies, data, IoT, data, etc. So these are technologies that are part of the digitization. So imagine that this type of courses are also offered to SMEs that want to enter the digital era and start getting acquainted with technology. Finally, we're also trying to support what we call the knowledge transfer between the companies, between the academia. The traditional instrument for us is the conferences, like the one we are organizing here, and I'd like to invite you in the next version of Collaborate conference in 2023 that we are organizing in Corfu. And it's an international conference for what we call collaborative computing for networking application and work sharing. So you can find details on the internet. And in parallel with the training courses, we're trying to build bridges as a digital innovation hub between the industry and the academia. So we're acting as a bridge that will bring the young engineers to the company. So we're organizing events, specialized events between students or young engineers and the companies that ask for digitization. So we're bringing the experts to the companies. And of course, we are also planning pitching events, especially in the context of SMART4ALL, where we have created, we have brought on the same table 13 SMEs with funds, private funding institutes, in order to find investment opportunities, especially for the venture capitals. So as you can see, the concept of digital innovation hub is not a simple one, it's quite complex. So it ranges from technology to funding to venture capitals. But as I said, it's a one-stop shop that could be the starting point for your next step, especially if you are a digital, an SME owner and you are looking to enter the digital era. Having said that, I will finish my first part, and I will be more than happy to answer questions if there are any. Okay. So I guess we can move forward to the next presentation.
Samo šerujte na Zoom da vidim.
Share one.
To je,
Shit.
ne, zadnje.
Okay. You have seen SMART4ALL as a keyword, as a word or as a keyword in many slides in my previous presentation. Now it's time to provide more details about it, because it's the main funding pillar of the Digital Innovation Hub that offers funding. Allow me to introduce you the concept of the project. SMART4ALL is a flagship proposal of the European Commission with a total budget of 8.5 million euros. It targets the area smart anything everywhere, but the main focus is low energy computing. Important technologies we are interested and we are focusing on is cyber physical systems and IoT. So we're looking for experiments or applications that provide solutions or improvements regarding low energy in systems that involve cyber physical systems and IoT. We're quite a big consortium with 25 members, mainly originated from South and Eastern Europe. You can see the distribution of the partner and the type of the partners we have on board is quite interesting, because they are ranging from university and research institutes to NGOs, digital innovation hubs, and venture capital. So we have the full pack we need to support every aspect, from brainstorming your idea and turning it into a successful product in the market. What is the vision of SMART4ALL? What is all about? The idea is to build capacity in among European stakeholders, focusing again, this is the third or the fourth time I mentioned that in South and Eastern Europe, this is very important, where we're usually experiencing different cultures, different policies, and different application domains. How do we plan to fill this gap? The key concept here is what we call self-sustained cross-border application experiment. So the idea is to transfer knowledge from academia to industry and vice versa, in specific domains, application domains, specific areas, by funding proposals that implement certain technologies or certain ideas, but they need to be cross-border. So you cannot have two companies or one company and one institute from Montenegro. You need at least one more country. And the idea is to allow knowledge transfer between different entities that belong in different geographical areas with different cultures. Again, the technological areas, as I explained, are customized low energy computing. The term usually referred to is CLEC, and Internet of Things. The application areas who are interested and who are focusing is digitized environment, digitized agriculture, and digitized transport. Why? Because these are the areas based on the latest statistics that are less funded at European level. This is one reason where we never included e-health or health applications or experiments. I have left at the end digitized anything. So it was a trick we did in order to allow people that are developing interesting technologies that do not fall in the environment, agriculture, or transport. We give them the opportunity to apply. So digitized anything hides to some extent whatever is not belonging in the rest three areas. So practically speaking, we cover any potential area that have nice ideas that worth funding. Regarding SMART4ALL, you can see here, apart from the technologies, the technology pillars and the domains, you can see that the idea is to start building collaboration and ecosystem at local level. So we are interested, for example, in having two companies from Montenegro. So this is the local part, collaborating with the third one from a country abroad, from Germany, the Netherlands, whatever. So we build local communities. Then the idea is to interconnect them into broader communities through the cross-domain and cross-country experiments, and interconnect them at a higher level through the digital innovation hub at European level. So it's not only funding your idea, it's not only providing coaching in order to properly to develop your idea properly, but it's also about networking and interconnecting your idea, your company, your consortium with the rest of the world, where you can find other technological solutions, other ideas, other collaboration. So we are, practically speaking, we are helping you growing. One of the very important ideas brought by SMART4ALL, to a great extent, it was, I think, it was one of the reasons that was funded by the European Commission, is that we are targeting in areas that there are not properly represented at European level. So most of the funds are targeted to health, but for example, smart agriculture, at the time of we applied for SMART4ALL, there was not so much interest. The second idea is that in South and Eastern Europe, this is something I strongly believe, there are hidden technological treasures. So lots of ideas, there are lots of skilled people that they don't have a way out. They don't have access, or if I may so, they don't have the right access to the European ecosystem. So the idea was to create links between colleagues and institutes from South and Eastern Europe with investors, with bigger companies, with bigger consortia, in order to help them grow. In order to do that, of course, you need the tool, apart from the money, you need the tools, you need the facilities. This is the part I have already explained in my previous presentation, and most of the facilities already presented have been funded and developed in the context of SMART4ALL. We're not only interested in funding nice ideas, but we'll continue monitoring them after the funding has ended. So the post project sustainability is extremely important for us. And having entered in the last year of the project, I can tell you that we have many success stories that started from SMART4ALL funding, and they found their path in the international market. If you follow us on social media or on the site of the project, you will see over the next month that at least 2 or 3 success stories will be announced per month. So lots of interesting ideas started from SMART4ALL. Another important part for us is that we are not interested only in developing technology and funding nice ideas, but also technologies and services that are dedicated to sensitive social groups, people with disabilities or problems. So it's important to develop technology in order to improve their lives as well. And last but not least, the part of training, the digital skills agenda, which is an integral part of the project. So imagine SMART4ALL as a network of digital innovation hubs. We have digital innovation hubs that operate on their own, as the one I presented earlier, but through SMART4ALL we are interconnected them at European level. We are building a pan-European network that allow access to resources of other digital innovation hubs and other facilities. So the first pack of services we are offering is related to what we call the ecosystem services. The idea is to make you part of a bigger ecosystem. You have seen already the network I mentioned. It's quite extensive. So this type of services works quite well. But in parallel, we are, as part of these services, we are providing what we call the ethics coaching. So you are developing technology, but if your technology or your product does not follow the ethics rules, this is something very important for European Commission. You need to apply for when applying for a fund, you have to make sure that you are not doing something unethical, whatever that means. Okay, there are certain rules to follow. So it's important from the very beginning of your idea to have someone that will coach you, will support you at the ethics part. It's not only technology. The second part of services is related to business. We are not funding ideas for fun. We are funding ideas in order to turn into successful products. Of course, we don't expect that with a fund of 80,000 euros, you will have a product that will dominate the international market. No, but we are putting the train on the right tracks. Funding plus coaching, and of course, then we are providing mechanisms in order to give you access to venture capitals, to other sources of funding in order to grow, which hopefully we expect that over the next 5 or 6 years, we will have some positive outcome regarding the application to the funding. Last but not least, the technical part. Maybe for the technical people, this is trivial because you are aware of the technology. But if you are a company owner, an SME owner that's not related to technology, having some expert that will guide you at the technology is very important. Now, what kinds of experiments we are interested in funding? We have 3 instruments. The first one is what we call KTEs. Knowledge transfer experiments. These are small projects around 8K each, and their goal is to transfer experiment, to transfer knowledge. For example, you have a university, you have a company. The company specialized in maritime. Let's take an example from your expertise. And the university is expert in AI. So you bring them together in order the AI expert to understand the problems of maritime, but maritime experts to understand what is AI and how they can benefit from it. Okay, this is a knowledge transfer. The second type of experiments are bigger ones. We're talking about projects around 80,000 euros. We call them FTTs, it's focused technology transfer experiments. And the idea here is to bring technology experts on the same table. Let me give you an example. I have a company that develops sensors, and I have a university that is expert on machine learning. So they sit together and they develop a smart sensor that employs to some extent machine learning techniques on the device, low power, etc., etc. And you have the sensor experts, you have the machine learning experts, and they deliver a smart sensor, if I may so. So this is a focused technology transfer experiment. And the last experiments we're currently funding is what we call the CTTs. These are cross-domain technology experiments. So imagine the sensor company and the machine learning expert that have a third party on the table, and this is the end user. So we are not only developing a smart sensor, but we are applying and test the device in a wine yard. Okay, so the CTT is you have the technology expert, but you have also on board the end users. Again, we are talking about cross country experiments. You need at least 2 countries. According to the project plan, we are planning to fund 67 application experiments from consortia that of partners that are not related to SMART4ALL, plus 21 FTTs that will be developed from SMART4ALL consortium. What I can say based on the latest statistics is that we will deliver more than 67 external experiments, so we'll fund more. The application process is quite fast. Okay, so in bigger European projects, just the evaluation phase usually takes up to 6 months. So here, from the day we will announce the goal until the day that we will sign the contract for the funding, it takes 8 months. So it's quite fast, the whole process. So from application time, when you apply the system, it takes 2 or 3 months to get the feedback. So it's quite fast. I would say that these are quite good money. And SMART4ALL is one case of project that is offering what we call cascade funding. But there are lots of projects like SMART4ALL that provide through open calls very interesting funding with similar processes. There is a certain portal at the European Commission, you can look into it and find the project with the open calls that can fit in your needs and your requirements. So far, we have implemented 3 rounds of calls. Nowadays, we're here. The last call that SMART4ALL will deliver is the 3rd CTT call. It was launched on October, and the submission ends on January 2023. So there is still time to think your idea and prepare your application. I would suggest, if you are interested, to follow the project on the social media and keep an eye on the site, because from time to time we are organizing training sessions. How to write a proposal. Writing a proposal that is quite short, I don't know, 10 pages or something like that. Yes, it's not too big, but it should be sharp. Crystal clear ideas, well focused, clearly described impacts, etc. So we're providing training services that they are announced regularly in order to teach you and train you how to write a proposal. One of the things that we identified during the last years is that in South and Eastern Europe, we have very interesting and challenging ideas, but there is a difficulty in writing a proposal and get funding for it. So we have tried via this mechanism of seminars for how to write a good proposal to increase the chances of Southeastern European companies in getting the funds. And I think it worked quite well. As I said, the last open call we are offering is a cross-domain experiment. These are experiments that will provide funding of 80,000 euros, 9-month duration, and the profile of the partners. We have the technology provider. It could be either academic or industrial, technology receiver, and the productizer is the end user. The important thing here is that the leader, the one that applies, should be an SME, cannot be a university. It could be part of the consortium to get funding. The university, that's perfect, but the leader is the SME, is the one that has the problem, theoretically speaking, and needs the funding to solve it. We are trying to prioritize South and Eastern European companies by providing extra marks. So if you are interested in applying for SMART4ALL, keep in mind that you need 3 partners. If one partner comes from, at least one partner comes from South and Eastern Europe, this is detailed in the guide for applicants of the call, you get extra marks, you get extra points. Again, if you include a Ukrainian partner, you get additional points. So with these 2 tricks, you can, for example, if you have a proposal that is evaluated with 11, you get you are going up in the rank to 13. So there are ways to improve your ranking, and you can always include South Eastern European countries. Be careful with Greece. Greece is in South and Eastern Europe, but it's not awarded. The reason is because at the very beginning we had excellent proposals coming from Greece that were funded, but that was not the case. It was not to drive the funding to one country. The idea was to drive the funding, to spread the funding in South and Eastern Europe. And I think that we have, if you can see the distribution of the countries, so far we have application from 36 countries in total. You can see the balance of the per vertical. It's, I think it's quite reasonable. So the fact that we have so many countries, for us, it's a success. Oh, sorry. So coming back to the CTTs, I would like to focus on the fact that we are looking with experiments, of course, that we are targeting low energy consumption technologies and IoT. We need to see that your application, your proposal will improve things. For example, if have a sensor that consumes X, and by the technology you are going to develop, it will deliver consumption X divided by 2. This is something, but you need to justify. So you have to have what we call the KPIs, key performance indicator. So measurable results, not general ideas, general theories. These are engineering projects. So you should target improvement with the engineering technologies or manufacturing processes, whatever. And we have a pool of previous successful CTTs. So if you go here, I can share the presentation later on. You will see successful stories from previous CTT winners. I think today, later on, we have some KTs, the smaller ones, but again, they will pass you their experience. So we have seen this. This is interesting because SMART4ALL has, in 6 open calls so far, has drawn a lot of attention. We had so far 471 proposals submitted and evaluated. This is a huge effort. And so far, we have funded 59 Pathfinder application experiment, which means we have so far distributed 1.6 million euros to companies and consortia from South and Eastern Europe. In this amount of money, you will add around 800,000 euros. That will be the last CPT we're planning to fund for, 320,000 euros. So we're planning to fund 4 cross-domain application experiments, 80,000 each. Okay. So, concluding, you can have here all the details how to join our network. I think it's very important to join the network. Funding is one part of the story. Being member of the network with your profile, your interest, your key competencies, the technology you are developing, etc. It's very important. Why? Once you are on the network, you are visible to the algorithm, meaning that in case someone is looking for an expert with your profile, if you are on the network, the algorithm will provide you as a potential collaborator or expert in your domain. So these are the different ways of joining our network. It's just 2 clicks, but I think it's worth it. And I suggest to follow us on all social media because very regularly we announce new funding opportunities, new training courses, success stories, and in general we are very, very active in disseminating and promoting the course and the expertise of the people that we have on board in the network. Of course, you can always reach me by mail if required, but we have local representatives for the geographical areas we are covering. We have people from experts from Central Europe, you can contact, from Eastern Europe, Balkan contact, Southeastern Europe. Lots of colleagues that can support you, but again, feel free to drop me an email in case you have questions, something's not clear. I think that SMART4ALL has delivered lots of nice ideas. Some of them they have found their way to international market. We will have relevant posts and announcements in the next weeks. But one of the first projects we funded, it's a company, a great company called SAMI. I think Paulina was also coaching them. This is very important. And why they are a success story? Because the technology we start to work with, they developed, has been acquired by Amazon and will be part of Naxos Island, which is a smart island, something supported by Amazon. So imagine that Naxos in the years to come will have any kind of smart facilities supported by Amazon. And part of these services will rely on some technologies that initially started and funded SMART4ALL. For us, this is very important. And we have other similar cases that will be regularly announced in the next week. So I think I have talked too much. Thank you so much. And if there are any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, but either now or later on.
So we will proceed with the presentation of the funded experiments. The first one is Maritime project, and here we have the colleagues from Greece. They are in Zoom right now. You can stop share the screen.
It says that the host has disabled participant screen sharing. If you could enable it. I cannot share my screen.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Just a second. So I think that now you can see my presentation.
Well, we can see it on a computer.
Okay, wait. I will do it like this to make sure. Now?
Okay, we see your presentation.
Perfect. So, hello and thank you very much for this opportunity to present you the project that we had in the frame of SMART4ALL. This project is Project Marinara. Its name comes from measuring near surface water quality. It was a knowledge transfer program on the second call, and the companies that were collaborating was Plotec from Spain and Aeon from Greece. I am Maris Dermizakis, I am from Aeon, and Plotec came to us in order to ask for some knowledge transfer. So I will present you the project now. First of all, Plotec is a Ploa Technology Consultants company established in 2017 in the Technological Park of the University of Girona in Spain, and it is comprised by PhD electrical and mechanical engineers, software engineers, and mechanical engineers. Now, the main focus of the company is surface and underwater system design and development, like automation, system integration, manned submarines, submersibles, ROVs and autonomous vehicles, and data processing and visualization. Myself and Dr. Emil Valtsinov, we are representing Aeon PC. It was created in 2018 in Patras, in the Patras University Park. It is established from two postdoc researchers of the Biomedical Technology Unit and an emeritus professor. Among others that we are working on, we are working a lot into environmental data sensors, like temperature, humidity, and pressure, particle concentration, CO2, and other gases, and real-time monitoring via LoRa technologies. That's how the idea of the Marinara project came into life. So the idea was, the goal is to transfer knowledge to develop a fully open source and low cost unmanned surface vehicle with sensors that you can find in the market, as we say, off-the-shelf sensors, to measure water quality in real environments. So this project combines technology of remote operating unmanned surface vehicle and IoT technologies, like LoRa, etc., for acquiring data such as pH, turbidity, this is how clear the water is, how transparent, I'm sorry, temperature, measuring water quality in real water resources like ponds, lakes, etc. This project presents a new approach that can make water quality monitoring more efficient with the objective to prevent the ongoing pollution. The pollution of the water, as you know, is a very big problem. The global water quality monitoring system market is expected to reach about 6.5 billions by 2027. It was 3.8 billions in 2017, and it's growing with a rate of 7.3 from 2018 to 2025. So water pollution is a very acute problem, especially in the developing countries, and you can understand why. So continuous real-time water quality monitoring is crucial to protect the water, control and measure to reduce water pollution and degradation of aquatic. So the idea why we talk with SMART4ALL is that the reason that we applied for SMART4ALL, it was that would help to exchange knowledge. The Plotec of the personnel of Plotec will.
What? I'm calling you, nigga!
Sorry for the introduction. It seems that someone with my name has entered the room, and maybe he's doing that on purpose. It's not. I see my name 2 times, and the one that is messing with the sound has also the name George Dimitriou. So I'm supposing it's something that shouldn't be there.
Okay. Plotec personnel will have the opportunity to combine its specialized experience with state-of-the-art IoT technologies to solve problems in water management monitoring, and Aeon will acquire. So SMART4ALL will help us to develop new open source. So the idea was to create an open source and low cost, small sized unmanned vehicle. And we are focusing on open source and low cost because it is a solution that is aiming to have
Katerina, is probably someone is doing that on purpose. Can we remove that person?
Yeah,
okay, it's okay. We will continue otherwise. The idea is, since we are aiming the market, is to create an open. Maybe we should restart the meet room in general. Send a new Zoom link. So I will go on just to finish this part. This is what we have created. As we said, the idea is to have things that you can, it will be open source, and it will be sensors and electronics that you can get off the shelf. So this is what it was created. This is a measuring system, the processing unit, of course, in a waterproof enclosure, and the sensors. All these were put on an USB, I'm sorry, which had, it was autonomous. It could drive itself via the predefined trip that you have defined in the guiding system, and it could take measurements, spatial and temporal measurements, with all of them having a GPS signature in them, in order to be able to have also the exact position that the measurement would take. This would result in a map that you will have water pollution in a spatial analysis. So I will finish here because we have also some technical problems. Thank you very much, and please tell me if you have any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions regarding this gateway? If not, we can proceed with the next presentation. It's the presentation of shipment gateway. We have here Ms. Sarah Ganovich, who will present the project. Sarah, can you come?
This one?
Yeah.
May I, Sarah, Anna, if I don't know if you hear me, if I may just say a few words before start of the presentation.
Of course, we have on a Zoom meeting Professor Duška Bošković from University of Sarajevo. She's the one that is in charge for the application of the artificial intelligence. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. I'm very, very sorry that I could not participate in person, but I am a member of the Commission for the Accreditation in a university in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and it was not possible to change the schedule of this visit, but I have run away from one of the meetings so that I at least can join you virtually for this occasion. I'm just happy that my student Sarah Ganovich is there and she will present our project and our excellent cooperation with the experts from Invar company. She will go in more.
Okay, Sarah, now can start.
Good morning, my name is Sarah Ganovich, and today I will represent the application of artificial intelligence, data analytics, and ship maintenance prediction. Now we will introduce our project partners. Invar has 30 years of experience with ship inspection. It is certified by 10 world-leading class societies. It has a rich database of more than 4,100 ships inspected that can be used for purpose of the ship maintenance prediction. Its team is composed by PhDs, maritime engineering, and technicians that have contributed to a lot of R&D projects from the field of ship construction, maintenance, corrosion inspection, and maritime education. Staff member, PhD in Washington, has more than 20 years of experience in maritime engineering, and it's recognized as an experienced research from the field of ship construction and ship maintenance and corrosion inspection. The other project partner is the Faculty of Electrical Engineering, University of Sarajevo. It is an institution with a proven experience in transfer of knowledge in field of artificial intelligence and big data. Within its department for computer science and informatics, many artificial intelligence solutions were created. It has experience in expert consulting for SMEs, supporting digital transformation by applying the novel technology in their processes. PhD Dušanka Bošković from ETH is established professional with more than 50 years of experience in electrical engineering. ETH will transfer knowledge to Invar about the application of an AI on the big data for purposes of creating smart data for the ship maintenance prediction that will be offered as a new product for ship owners and ship management companies. All ships in operation are obligated to have periodic ship inspection every 2.5 and 5 years in order to be in line with safety requirements. This PTE is about big data analytics and AI algorithms for predicting the ship maintenance, and it is moderated by the New European Commission Strategy Europe for Digital Age. Invar has the know-how of ship inspection process and management and owns the database of inspected ships. Every inspected ship has from 500 to 600 measuring points that are showing its condition. Those measuring points are grouped in different ships construction areas, and they can be exported data sets in order to show the actual condition of ship. According to class requirement, it is determined that measuring points that have about 20% of diminution are marked as failed, between 50.1% and 20% diminution are marked as substantial corrosion or conditional pass, and between 0 and 50% are marked as good or pass. Many of those ships were inspected regularly in the 5-year period when the ship has 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 years of exploitation. The existing ship inspection software that are mandatory to use are based on data about ship construction, data of thickness measurements in the moment, but until now there is no solution to combine the actual with the historical data set for the same ship over the period of time in terms of predicting the ship maintenance requirements. It will show in part how to use the pattern recognition predictive method. Through ship maintenance project, NIMR will gain applicable knowledge of AI. It will enhance its research capacity. It will benefit by transferring big data sets into smart AI data that will be used for the development of a new product, ship maintenance prediction software. ETAC will test and validate its AI-related knowledge, and both partners will do the research to publish scientific papers which will positively affect their scientific attention. The ship making project will be also the starting point for setting up new products and growing its market share with existing and new customers. Project partners organize meeting online in our staff visit Sarajevo and introduce APAD staff with characteristics of ship construction inspection requirements. Technical meetings are organized in our APAD staff work on PPE on daily using online communication and tools. Partners are exchanging knowledge about ship construction elements, inspection, big data, and AI. A conference paper was made on the topic evaluation of application of artificial intelligence in maritime industry. Also, the project was presented at the Innovation Science Day. It remains for APAF to validate the performance of developed AI-based ship maintenance solution for AI. Technical meetings and closing meetings will be organized online. Project activity report presentation materials for the marketplace will be prepared. Bearing in mind that ship maintenance and repairs were expensive, that they need to be planned a lot ahead, ship maintenance PPE will improve ship engineering and management process, reduce ship operation costs, and significantly improve safety and safety. Thank you.
Now we can proceed with the next presentation. We have a presentation of AB Mars Fly project. Ms. Samantha Sradi is just here with us.
Good morning, everybody. I'll just briefly present our Mars Supply KT project. That is the abbreviation of development of AI-based solution of blockchain technology in maritime supply chain. The partners of this project are company B Solutions from Tivat, is a Montenegrin SME, small to medium enterprise that operates in the field of maritime management, and the Mathematical Institute of Sano that has already 2 projects related to blockchain technology. One is the centralized blockchain platform for reading, writing, publishing, selling, and buying ebooks, and the other is advanced artificial intelligence techniques analysis and design for assistant companies based on trustworthy blockchain technology. So the 2 partners, one from the SME and the other academic institution, actually cooperated, merging the knowledge of maritime management, blockchain technology, mathematics, coding, and smart contracts. So the innovative AI-based solution for blockchain technology in the maritime supply chain with the optimization features within a proof of useful work protocol, which means something that we try to create the solution that is based on the alternative to those very complicated and energy-consuming hash technology that already exists in blockchain. That's the way how we actually fit in SMART4ALL policies. Then also this is the most significant impact of blockchain technology in maritime supply chain, that is actually the traceability, where the attention must be paid to process that of the optimization issues. So I guess some of you probably during the several panels, actually yesterday there was the presentation of two topics of papers that are also outcome of this cooperation, where we were talking about the implementation of blockchain technology in maritime management and supply chain management. And this KTE aims to find the AI-based blockchain solution in maritime supply chain with the following data sets: the type of the ships, their routes, and the cargo information. So we use this data for relating creation of smart contracts in COVID program that will allow us to have an insight in traceability procedures. So the brief description of the project, how we all did it. So Base Solutions was sending the staff to Misano, which has theoretical expertise and has recently had the experience in the implementation of artificial intelligence in blockchain technology. So Misano was transferring knowledge to Base Solutions on how to develop an innovative AI-based blockchain solution. And what the Base Solutions have done was providing knowledge about the maritime market and investigating how actually proposed blockchain solutions could be implemented in the their customers' cargo fleet. The impact of the project was that the both partners acquired a particular knowledge and that has actually helpful to improve the technical capacity. So both partners actually gather some new information about what was missing to continue the further research of this area. So Base Solutions is transferring the knowledge related to maritime market and the application of blockchain technology in supply chain, while Misano was transferring the knowledge and experience of artificial intelligence, combinational optimization methods, and the blockchain technology. And the last step was that this project has actually improved the existing procedures in the maritime supply chain. The idea was to increase the traceability. So during the process, we had many online gatherings and meetings, and several possibilities to work directly on site. So we were actually trying to find the answers of how, what are the advantages of the AI-based solutions for blockchain technology in solving supply chain problems. Then also based on what information received that was received from these solutions, we try to find what can Misano do to code those solutions and what are the specific events during the loading and the unloading of cargo, and how actually smart contracts can help to enhance that processes. These are some screenshots of the smart contract that actually applied, that was done by the Mathematical Institute. And you can see the snippet, how cargo was moved to the port, what's actually on screen when cargo was moved to the ship and when the cargo was added. So the next step will be the optimization and creation of the dashboard. And that's briefly what we actually, how we present what we did during this project. So if there are any questions, I will be glad to answer.
Just like that, here we have Professor Fandarovich from the Maritime Institute. Professor Fandarovich, would you like to add something? She's the one who is in charge of the part of the
from the Mathematical Institute. So we had really great cooperation and exchanging and knowledge, and we will continue further research in this area. So thank you for your attention.
Well, from my side, I just want to add that the KTE is a small project, but it has opened many doors and many opportunities for further research, even for us and also for the Institute. So this is just a nice beginning of something that's hope bigger.
Yeah, the introduction for something bigger, actually the outline for some bigger project.
Okay. I would like to ask if we have the representatives from Ithaca projects on Zoom. Katerina?
It seems that there is not the representative here. Maybe there's a connection problem. I have contacted them, but they have not responded.
Okay, for this meeting, we also scheduled the presentation of KT that is called ITACA, IoT and blockchain in smart containers. This project has some similarities with the previous ADMR supply project, but since we don't have any representatives here, we will leave this project to be presented on some other occasion, and you can also, as Professor Boris already told, follow the social media and YouTube channel of the SMART4ALL projects, where all the funded projects are presented. To wrap up this meeting, I would like to invite you to register for the CCT International webinar. It will be held on 6th or 7th of December. The webinar will enclose the general overview of the last CCT open call. That's the funding opportunity for 80,000 euros, and it will give you tips and hints how to write a good proposal.
Just one comment on that from my side. As you showed in the presentation, we had more than 400 submitted proposals during the last year. So we have done our homework and we have identified, based on the evaluations, what are the common mistakes that usually the proposals are doing. So as part of the webinar, there will be special sessions, of course, about the do's and the don'ts. So what you should be very careful, what to write in your proposal and what not to write. Okay, this is very important knowledge that is offered in order to help you improve your skills in proposal writing. And even if you are not funded by SMART4ALL, as I explained, there are many endless possibilities of open calls that have the same requirements and the same application rules. So this is knowledge offered by SMART4ALL that can help you have grant either in the context of SMART4ALL or in the context of another project similar to SMART4ALL.
For the end, I would like to thank you for the attention of almost 2 hours. I hope that you found something useful for you, for your company, for your institution, and that you will definitely make some good projects and proposals in the future. So have a nice day and goodbye from our side. I would also like to thank colleagues from Greece and from Bosnia and Herzegovina and Podgorica that were with us online. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Greetings. Bye-bye.
Thank you.